honestly, I don't even know how to describe this. It is kind of part KonMari method, part Swedish death clean, part moving declutter, part the art of discarding, part silent to-do list. So how do you like wrap that up into a neat little bow? I don't think you can, but I will do my best to explain and take you through it. But yeah, it's essentially a whole house moving sometime in the medium term future vlog-ish. Let's go. Hey, how's it going? It's Laura, and with a move, on the horizon at some point, and also just my general desire to do an entire, a whole house declutter top to bottom. This is kind of what sparked this. I really want to, what do I want? Oh, I don't really know. I'm just ready to minimize again. I'm not entirely happy with every single space in our home, and I just want to cleanse the space. So the reason it's only part KonMari method is I'm not going to be moving category by category. That's not happening. But I will be asking myself if something sparks joy, and I will be keeping the whole KonMari method mentality. Also Swedish death clean. So Swedish death cleaning, if you've never heard of it, I do have another video on it which kind of goes into a little bit more depth, so I will link that for you. But in general, it is essentially about minimizing your stuff, decluttering, so that you are not leaving a big mess, a lot of clutter behind you for your loved ones to go through after you've gone. Now, hopefully that's not going to happen anytime soon, but you just never know. Anyway, I think I have in the past found it really helpful as kind of an added layer on top of the KonMari method to help me let go of a lot of extra stuff, plus the art of discarding. So if you've ever read that book, the biggest takeaway that I had from it was stuff will end up in a landfill. No matter how much you love it, no matter how much you cherish it, no matter how much you use it, eventually, whether in your lifetime or beyond, it will end up as trash. And that has stopped me from buying a lot of stuff, but I also think now it's going to be helpful as an additional layer to help me let go of a lot of stuff, knowing that eventually this is going to be trashed anyway. And then the silent to-do list. I was actually intending on doing a whole video on this topic specifically, but I'm just going to drop it into this video. It kind of fits in nicely here. But the idea is from the book Goodbye Things, and essentially it says that no matter where you look, like everywhere you look in your home, there is a silent to-do list. Like your clutter is telling you things to do. It's giving you tasks. So you look somewhere and you might see a pile of laundry and you're like, okay, I need to fold that. You look somewhere else and maybe there are papers on your countertops and you think, yes, I need to go through those papers. And everywhere you look is this constant to-do list, and it's silent. It's not like things are actively shouting at you. It's not like they are actively calling for your attention, but subconsciously it is this never-ending to-do list, and it is very mentally and emotionally draining. What I really want to do is not just kind of look at the things that are calling to me to do something with them, but also how can I maximize or improve on our current space so that our future home is set up the way that we want it. I really want to be conscious as I'm going through the entire home. What are the things that we really like, that we would like to have in our future home? And what are the things we don't like? What are the things we would like to improve on? This is really all in preparation for a move that is not going to happen for a few years, but I want to be ready. Like mentally, I'm kind of ready. So I want to also be physically ready so that when the time comes, I like the packing process will be much easier. And when it comes time to either look to buy or to build our future home, I will know exactly what I want, exactly the setup, what are the things I like, what are the things I don't like. And it should be a smoother process. And I also just want to enjoy the home we have while we have it. Like I said, we're probably going to be here for at least another 2 years. So I want to make the most of it. Okay, let's dive in and I'll talk a little bit more about what I'm going for and how I'm hoping to achieve it. Essentially for each item, I'm going to be asking myself a series of questions. The first one, does it spark joy? The classic. The second one, do I want my daughter to have to deal with this after I'm gone? The third then, is there something that I can do with this now, something that would be more responsible than letting it end up in a landfill? And then the final one, and probably the most important, I feel to me right now, is do I want to move with this item? Do I want to pack this up? Because our next move is going to be transatlantic, back to Ireland. At least that is the current plan. Who knows where life will take us, but do I want to pack this up, bring it back to Ireland with me, have to unpack it, and, you know, let it take up space in my new pristine forever home? The previous problem that I ran into was that I would write out a list of just basically the rooms in our home. Some of them would be broken down if the room was particularly big or particularly overwhelming or particularly cluttered, but for the most part it was just broken down room by room. Whereas now, because I really want to be incredibly intentional about this, I have broken everything down literally space by space. It's a long list, but I know I will get through it. I just have to keep chipping away at it. This is a keeper. It sparks joy because it is very useful to me, because I have been crippled with allergies this season. So this is a keeper, and then once it's done, I will dispose of it as responsibly as I can. This pains me to say this. This is not a keeper. My husband bought this for me, but it wasn't like an anniversary gift. It wasn't a birthday gift or anything. He just brought it back from a trip, a business trip that he went on. And my husband is a gift giver. Gifts are his love language. Yeah, it's nice and everything, but it's not really my style. I don't want to move with it. I don't want to pack this up. I go through the painstaking process of packing it up because it's quite delicate, so it would need to be wrapped up and everything. And yeah, I have no sentimental or emotional attachment to this whatsoever. So, but it could spark joy for somebody else. So I think this little guy will be donated. This, on the other hand, this is a gift that does have some sentimental attachment to it. So my husband bought me this for Christmas, I believe. But it's a Lord of the Rings lamp, and it's got tiny little, the books on the top. I really love the books. I really love the films. This was a nice, thoughtful gift. So this one is a keeper. Gonna freak out the dog. She's already on high alert here. Here is what we are left with then. So this stuff is basically kind of a keep for now. This will be stuff that will eventually be used up. So tissues and the allergy spray. Like I said, allergies, sinuses, not my friends. A spare light bulb in case one goes, in the lamp, and then a hand cream that is almost used up. These are keepers then. Panic button, eye masks. So this one just came in this little box, so I think that's just handy to have them there. This is a keeper, but I think this will be better placed somewhere else. I'm thinking maybe in the bathroom, because it does light up. So it's just kind of like a very low flickering light to mimic a candle, and I think that would be good in the bathroom at night, just to switch it on so that if I do get up in the night to use the bathroom, I don't have to be fumbling around. I don't have to turn on like a main light or anything, but I'll still be able to see where I'm going because I constantly bash into things. So I think that will be a good way to actually use it, you know, not have it stuffed away in a drawer. These then, so this guy is going to be donated. This was just the top that came with this. I was using it to kind of like corral a few little bits, the hand cream and the lip balm, but I don't think I'm going to need that anymore. My husband uses lip balm, so I'm going to gift this to him. Now I just got to put everything back in, and then we'll tackle the second drawer. Okay, so this is one of these drawers that looks like a mess, but is actually a mess. I initially loved the idea of having a charging station here in this drawer by my bed so I could charge up my devices in the evening, but honestly, I am kind of moving away from this now. So I'm keeping my electronics in the bathroom at night so that I can still, if there's an alarm set or whatever, I can still hear it. So I'm not sure this is really necessary anymore. The only reason I would hesitate to get rid of it is because I don't want to set up a charging station in my bathroom. I think in the future that might be potentially the way to go. Ideally, I would, and this is something that is going to be going on my to-do list for the future home, but ideally I would like a drawer where there is a power strip attached to the back of it, and then I could just have everything plugged in so that I can charge everything in the drawer and close it up. But it's actually amazing. So the past few nights I've been keeping my electronics in the bathroom, and the amount of times that I want to reach for my phone, particularly before I go to sleep, I will, let's say my husband is still downstairs and I'm falling asleep, I'm like, oh, text your husband and remind him to do something, I don't know, or let me just quickly check, see what the weather is going to be like in the morning, like all of these ridiculous reasons. And had my phone been here, I probably would have picked it up and checked it or texted or done whatever, whereas now that it's in the bathroom, I'm not. But it's been really eye-opening and kind of horrifying how much I want to reach for my phone all the time, even when I am literally closing my eyes to fall asleep. So I definitely think electronics are going to have to stay out of the bedroom completely. I honestly didn't realize it was such a problem until I actually moved it out of the bedroom and had these constant thoughts of like, oh, let me just quickly check this. Oh, let me quickly send a text message. Ridiculous. For now, I just want to go through this stuff, see what maybe I don't need anymore. I think I probably still want all of it, but we're going to go through it and see. To be honest, I really do not see the attraction for wireless chargers. I don't see what the big deal is, like, because you still need a wire to charge them. Like, I will keep this because it's definitely handy to use as an additional battery pack when I'm out and about, but wireless, like right now, I'm not, because I still need wires. Still need wires to charge them all up. So I'm like, what really is the point? What am I really saving myself there? Where are you? Where do you stand on the whole wireless charging thing? Because so far I am less than impressed. Some of these cables, oh, I mean, if we could have an entirely wireless society, that would be great. But a million bajillion of these everywhere? No, I'm done with all that now. I'm fed up. Let's move on from all this. Okay, so this has now been cleaned out. This is the power strip that I currently have. I mean, it's fine for now. It's just a cheap basic one, and I just run it through the back here and it plugs in right here. In terms of what I am keeping then, so this is to charge my watch, this charges my phone, and this one then is going to charge my iPad. I swapped it out, so I had a longer cable. I'll show you that in a sec, but I'm now going to use this shorter one just to kind of keep things a little bit more manageable in the drawer. Also keeping these, so the two power banks and then these little Velcro strip things, which are just really convenient for managing all of the cables and cords. These I am also keeping, but they're going to move. So this to charge my iPad is going to go down into my office because I regularly run out of charge down in my office. And then this is a charger for my phone. The one in my car that I currently use is starting to fray. The cable on that is starting to fray. So I'm going to move this one to my car. These I'm just going to trash, I think. I don't know how many elastic bands I realistically need. We have some downstairs in a cupboard as well. So I think these will just be trashed. This then, so this is off an old iPad that I still have. And we will come to that in a future video. But it's an old iPad. I am just going to wipe it and recycle it. I'll bring it back to the Apple store and they will be able to recycle it and hopefully reuse parts from it. This is one of those silent to-do list things because I've had this iPad for years and years, and even though I now have a new one and I don't use the old one anymore, it's still sitting there, and every time I see it I'm like, oh yeah, I really need to wipe that and bring it to the Apple store. So one of those things that is just constantly calling to me and adding to my to-do list. And then this is stuff I'm probably going to donate if they'll take it. So these, I was using these to wrap cords, and they're kind of like handy enough. They're just bendable, but I've just found them a little bit more awkward and I prefer the Velcro ones now. So yeah, I think I'll be getting rid of those. And this cable as well, which is really just like a USB extender. So these are just like cut up tissue boxes basically that I used as drawer dividers, and they have served me very well. But now that I have kind of whittled stuff down, I'm not sure if I really need them, because it's really just this stuff that's going back in the drawer. The only reason they are convenient and really handy is because they stop things sliding around when I open the drawer. I'm going to put things back in, see how we go. I may or may not be recycling these. Yeah, this is looking a lot better. I don't think I want to need these. I think I can recycle these. This is looking pretty nice. I'm really happy with this. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. We have made progress, and that is the main thing. Top 10 is pretty easy because I just keep the book that I'm currently reading right here. I have this little guy who absolutely sparks joy, and I will bring him everywhere with me. He's a tiny little dinosaur, a little T-Rex that was carved from stone. I got him in Monument Valley when we were on holidays a few years ago. He definitely sparks joy. So the only other thing apart from the lamp, which is like kind of a necessity, bedside lamp, I would prefer though for our future home, which is going to go on the list, to have like a wall sconce, because this becomes awkward to clean because I have to keep constantly moving this. Yeah, I just prefer one that's attached to the wall. Here I have some euro. I don't know where these coins came from, but they're here and I have been wondering what to do with them, and now it all makes sense because my parents will be visiting for Christmas, so I'm just going to leave this in their room and then they can just bring this back with them and actually spend it. So yeah, this had me in a quandary for quite a while, but this guy is definitely going back. He definitely sparks joy. Now the bottom, underneath this, I've got some pajamas. Let's tackle those. in terms of final tally then, this is the stuff that is going to be dumped or hopefully more recycled. This is an old pair of trousers that I love, but there are multiple holes in them, and I kept them as loungewear, as pajamas, but it's just not going to happen. So hopefully I can recycle them at some textile recycling place. This is the stuff that is going to be donated. 2 pairs of pajama bottoms, plus all this stuff that you saw previously. And then this stuff is stuff that I am keeping, but is going to go somewhere else. So I'm gonna put these in my closet, and I've already told you what I'm doing with the other stuff. And then I did move my book from the top of this into this top drawer here. So that's all neatly tucked away so that this is much easier to, I find that this gets really, really dusty, and then I'm constantly like moving the book and stuff, and the lamp, like I said. So I would like to keep this clear. I just think it will look a lot nicer and make the home look and feel a lot tidier. I will say this room generally looks pretty tidy and uncluttered, purely because there isn't a lot of stuff in here. But I think doing small things like this will help. Totally unnecessary, really, but for me, I think this looks a lot better. Okay, so I want to share my lists with you, but first let me say, honestly, so the whole plan, the initial plan for this video was to do the entire room, like the master bedroom. That was going to be this video, but I think there's probably enough here just with this, and I'm really honestly surprised by how much I got rid of out of here. Was not expecting that. Like, if I can get rid of that much stuff just from my nightstand, which I considered to be already pared down to pretty much the essentials, the rest of the house, the rest of this room is, oh, it's going to be a big job. But I'm really pleased with how much I got rid of. And let me share with you my lists. So I did 2 lists. The first is my silent to-do list, and then the second is stuff that I'm kind of just keeping in mind for our future home. So the silent to-do list, I really want to find a nice sleep mask. Those will do for now, but I will keep my eye out for a nice one, and then I can hopefully recycle those. I also want to test our panic alarm battery. We have not tested those. Certainly I have not tested those since we got them a few years ago, and I've always been afraid to test it in case I mess it up somehow and accidentally end up actually activating the panic alarm. Fun story, my husband once accidentally activated our home alarm, our sensors. He just accidentally hit the button when he was on his way out to work one morning, and the cops showed up at the door. They rang first, the alarm company rang first, but they rang my husband first, but he was in work and couldn't answer his phone, and then they called me and they wanted like the password for the system. Could I remember it? Absolutely not. And then the cops showed up at the door. But I want to test our panic alarm to make sure that it actually works, and to see if the battery is still, I should probably just change the battery, and then to recycle my old iPad and the charger that comes with it. So that's it, just the silent to-do list, literally just my nightstand here. And then future home, I want a smaller bedside table. This is beautiful, it's really nice, but now that I have pared down, I realize I don't need something this big and bulky, so I would like a smaller one. I would also like, as I've already discussed, a charging drawer with a power strip attached to the inside at the back, and I put in brackets, not beside bed, so that I don't always have my electronics beside me, like within easy reach when I'm in bed. I would like lots of drawer space in any future closet or just even a wardrobe setup, because we don't have any in our closet at all. We do have a drawer unit over here. My husband uses that, but yeah, I would definitely like I have no drawers to put underwear, socks, workout gear, anything like that. So definitely want drawer space, and then a wall sconcy thing for my bedside lamp. And that's everything. This was like way more intense than I thought it would be. But I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet, because a valuable lesson that I have learned over the years is not just like to get the job done, but to finish the job, have your exit strategy, actually get rid of this stuff now, because otherwise what I have previously done a long time ago is to just leave this stuff here and walk away, like consider the job done and walk away and leave all of this stuff. No, we have to follow through and actually put the stuff where it goes, or pop it in the bin, or pop it in the recycling, or pop it in a donation box. I have done my KonMari / Swedish death clean / like moving declutter / silent to-do list / art of discarding / just all the things, whole house, pre-move, declutter. Do you want me to make a full series out of this? Because that was my plan initially, and now that it's taken me a full video just to go through my nightstand, I'm like, this might be quite the undertaking. But let me know, and until next time, go raibh míle maith agaibh agus feici mé sibh se go luath. Slán!